Hi Jess, I really liked your conversational style video on Monday, and I liked it so much that I'm going to give it a go myself. I'm really sorry to hear that you were sick earlier, and I really hope that you're on the mend now. I definitely get what you mean about the germs because, of course, I work with babies, so they drool and they spit up and they get runny noses. It definitely happens a bunch of times a day where I'll pick up a baby and say, "Hey, baby, oh, I need to get your nose. Hold on, let me look for a tissue. Oh, oh, okay, you've taken care of the problem on my shirt." Well, I remember a parent once asked if we just have really good immune systems as teachers, and me and Grace looked at each other and just said, "No, we're kind of just sick a lot." Teacher life, am I right? I think I told you last week that I was going to go to an IF conference in Hudsonville last weekend, and I went, and it was really, really good and really fun. I listened to a lot of really amazing speakers, some people I'd heard of before and some that I didn't, but there were a lot of really brilliant women who are really passionate about following God and loving people, and they just had a lot of really good and helpful things to say. The whole theme was around Proverbs, and so there was, of course, a lot of wisdom shared, and a lot of it, I think, centered around trusting God and trusting that His way is right for you, even if you may have other plans. And that's definitely something that's hard for me. I like to know what's going to happen, and I like to plan things, and it's just hard to not know. So this conference was really a good time to sort of think about that a lot and think about what I should do when I want to be in control when I'm not supposed to be. I've been thinking a lot about the future and job stuff, and I've just been sort of anxious, not because I want to get a new job. I really don't right now. I like my job. I like taking care of the babies, and I don't really see myself moving anytime soon, but just someday, like especially once we have kids, I want to have a different one. I want to have one that's more flexible so I can be there for the kids, and I want it to be more kind of mobile. And even though that may be a long way away, I've just been sort of thinking about how I probably should think about what I want to do and prepare for it. Like if I want to write stuff, then I should start writing. Or if I for sure want to go look for a job in a church, then I should practice my guitar a bunch. Or, I should just be preparing. But I can't do that if I don't know exactly what it's going to be. So that's just been kind of what's been on my mind. But now I'm sort of coming around and thinking that it's not my job to know what's coming. And so I should really just chill and spend this time kind of following my passions and trying to make a lot of time for being still and listening to God and listening to myself because I don't always take the time to do that, let's be real. And so I've come away feeling a lot more centered, if you will. Actually, that was one of the things that we talked about at the conference. They talked about pottery a lot. That was sort of a theme. And they actually had a woman come out on stage and throw a pot during one of the worship sets. And that was so cool. And she talked about a lot of different things, but it really brought me back to ceramics class, remember? It made me think a lot about pinch pots and the throwing wheel and how we got all messy and how much time we spent in art club working on our projects and how we got to hang out with each other that whole time. That was really fun. One of the things that I liked that she said about pottery is that the first thing you have to do is center the clay on the throwing wheel. And it's not very exciting looking because it's really just a person holding the clay until it's right in the middle. But it's really important to make a good pot. And so God does that with us. And we have to be centered. And it's not an exciting process, but I think maybe that's sort of the kind of period of my life that I'm going through right now. which makes me feel a lot better about it if I think about it that way. This has been a pretty interesting week for us because Aaron is gone in Kalamazoo most nights because he is helping with the musical, and tonight and tomorrow he has parent-teacher conferences. So I'm kind of running solo for a little while at least at night until he comes home. And I'm trying to do some cooking because then we won't have to eat out every night, which sometimes happens if we're not together. But you know, the week's almost over, and this weekend I'm gonna get to go down to Kalamazoo to watch the musical. It's gonna be actually Schoolhouse Rock, the musical. Did you know there was a musical of that? That's pretty cool, I think. It should be fun. I'll let you know how it goes. I think that's about all I have to talk about, and that's quite a lot, right? So I love you so much, Jess, and I'll see you on Monday.